Welcome to the Gourmet Woodsman. My name's Greg, and today I'm making chicken sausage. This is going to be a Greek flavored sausage using fresh basil, kalamata olives, artichoke hearts, fresh minced garlic, and frozen feta cheese. To make chicken sausage takes chicken. And for me, that starts with chicken thighs. Bone in, skin on chicken thighs. And I feel like it has a good amount of skin, and the fat under the skin provides a good amount of fat for sausage. So I buy them bone in, skin on. Find the best way to do this is just simply cut the bone out. No big deal. Second reason is I get all these extra bones, which I like because I make my own chicken stock. And I'm making some chicken stock and chicken broth coming up just because I'm having an unthinkable medical procedure with putting cameras. I'm not even going to talk about it, but I think I'm going to want some chicken broth and easy food to eat after that whole experience. Just like that, I've got my bowl of chicken thighs, bone out, skin on, ready for sausage. And as a bonus, I've got a bunch of bones for broth. You know, mostly chicken, when you think about it, it's kind of like the tofu of proteins when it comes to sausage. It takes on flavors. Whatever flavor you want to give it, it's going to take on, because it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor on its own. Whereas with beef or pork, you kind of want to match the flavors to the meat. Chicken will pretty much take on any flavor. The unusual thing about this sausage is it uses all fresh ingredients, but you do have to be careful when adding a lot of fresh ingredients like this because it does add a lot of moisture. Keep that in mind with your binder and water percentages. If you have questions about binders and water percentages, leave it in the comments. All right, let's carry on. So the Greek sausage, Greg's invention. It's got salt and pepper, and everything else is a fresh ingredient. It's got minced garlic. It's got kalamata olives. It's got artichoke hearts. It's got a lot of fresh basil. And it's got some feta cheese that I probably should have broke up before I froze. But I guess sometimes I don't think ahead as much as I could. Well, that was annoying. Note to self, crumble the feta before you freeze it. So I'm just going to start mixing this up a little bit. Gonna add my binder. It's just the non-fat dry milk. Yep, see now it's getting stiff, and that's good. It's starting to get sticky too, so I better do this right now. That binder is going to make it so I can add all this liquid. Chicken's already so wet. If you don't use a binder, you really don't add much liquid, which is fine. I guess on a commercial scale, they want to add water because water is free weight. But on a homemaker scale, you can add some extra liquid. In this case, it was wine, not water. You know, even though the juiciness, a lot of it's the fat rendering properly, water is more liquid. It makes them juicier. Starting to look almost furry, sticking pretty good. It starts lifting the bowl off the table. I know I'm getting pretty much there. So you can see now that's sticking pretty good. The Greek sausage is ready for the stuffer. All right, I'm using a 30-32 hog casing for these Greek sausages. You can see it slides quite nicely along the horn. So I know that's lubricated up enough. And I'm just going to pull a little off, tie a knot at the end here. Going to poke a little hole or two, and yeah, you may have noticed I did not, this sausage has no curing salts in it, and that's because I'm not smoking it. Alright, I'm going to have to grab another casing, but first I'll just link these up real quick. I'm going to pinch one. I'm going to skip to the next, and then I'm going to twist that away from me. Give it like 3 or 4 twists. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pinch one length, go down another length. I'm going to twist it away from me. Ooh, man, these are tight. I'm a little there it goes. I was afraid that might happen. Sometimes that happens. Skip that. Okay. Now I'm all messed up on my twisting. I don't know which is which anymore. So I'll do it the other way. I'll alternate. Go one towards me, pinch, go away from me. And then this is just going to be a giant daddy one. That's all right. Put a couple holes in here. And I'll put this on a rack to dry in my refrigerator overnight. And that'll dry out the casings and let the flavors just come together better. Well, you can see they're definitely a little darker and a little drier, and it's gonna cut them apart. Got my links cut apart. They're not the most even, but that's all right. It's not one size fits all. Not everyone wants the same size sausage. Anyway, I'm gonna cook these in a 200-degree oven till they get to an internal temp of about 155, 153, something like that. 160 if you're a real stickler on the chicken, but I don't want to dry these out. All right, the Greek chicken is out of the oven and onto the water bath to cool down for a few. Just about 10 or 15 minutes will do. Took about 5 hours to get to an internal of 153. Really closer to 4.5 hours, I guess. They got to be over 140 degrees within 4 hours. 4 hours between that 40 degrees and 140 degrees. That's the danger zone, and these do not have curing salt. Have to pay attention to that danger zone with these. But they made it. They got there, and see you in a few minutes to bloom them. Got the Greek chicken sausages out of the ice bath, and I'm gonna just leave them on this rack for about an hour to bloom, and then yeah, we'll be packaging them and tasting them. Well, that looks really good. Definitely looks juicy. You can see the little pieces of olive and artichoke and whatnot. That's good. How's the snap though? A good snap. A lot of flavors. You can see how the casings adhered nicely to the chicken itself. Pretty good sausage. If you like those Greek flavors of basil and artichoke, garlic and feta, this just might be the sausage you want to make. When it comes to making sausage, chicken really is like the tofu of proteins. You can pretty much add whatever flavors you want to it, and it will soak those flavors in. And really the texture of it, because it has so much moisture in it to start, makes a nice sausage batter. And I like the texture of the chicken sausage. That was a feta cheese bite. Hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you got something worthwhile to say, put it in the comments. Put some love into the food you make. Peace.